Oh, I gotta be silly. I gotta be silly. Just went in, get back here, get comfortable, get ready to do this little YouTube video. All right, well, let's talk about the new YouTube channel I started last night, 24 hours ago, and I have 5 subscribers now. Woo woo, yeah. But anyways, what I want to talk about is I've noticed a lot of stuff on Facebook and other things where people were talking about Suno, which is the AI generated music app that I'm using, to make songs. And there's a lot more negative comments than positive comments. And I understand it to a certain extent because, like I said in, the first video, the intro video, anybody can just go on there and say, write me a song about driving my lowrider down Miami Beach. Click. And then you got 2 versions of a song that you didn't have nothing to do with except a couple words and telling it what to do. I understand that. I totally do. And there's going to be people that do that and probably try to sell it. And I don't know if you can do that or not. I know from the research I've done, as long as you use your own lyrics, and you have the paid programs, you actually can sell it on Spotify and things like that. And like YouTube actually recommends AI generated stuff. But they kind of keep it to a minimum because they don't want, like I said, just people randomly going boop boop song and then just, you got all this stuff going on. And I understand, especially from an artist point of view, people that have been doing music their whole life, or people that make a living doing music and become millionaires doing music, from writing their own songs or not writing their songs. And that's kind of the point I'm getting to here is me, this is a good thing for me. Because like I said in the first video, I can't sing. I've been writing songs for years, but most of them were rap because I can rap a little bit, but I can't sing. But I've got a lot of songs that I wrote that are going to have a lot more meaning if they're done in a singing format, like whether it be country or R&B or soft rock or jazz or blues or whatever genre, that you prefer. I understand that. But it helps me because I can't sing, but I can write. And I've realized how good my writing is since I've started messing with this AI generated music. Y'all have to excuse my lisp, I have a lisp now because I've got several teeth missing that you can probably see when I'm talking. Got to get all that fixed eventually. But I had 3 I had to get pulled out, like they had to go. And ever since then, certain times I kind of lisp a little bit. So y'all just have to excuse me on that. But it's a good thing for people like me. And I know I'm not the only person. As a matter of fact, my son is like me. He writes songs. He writes really good songs. And he usually does rap because he's like me. He can rap, but he can't sing. Where in this format, you can use your own lyrics and make any kind of genre you want. And I don't see why people are so mad about it. I mean, artists that have been doing this for years, people that go to the studio and make their music in studios with live bands or with, music machines or whatever they may be and may use. I mean, they're still going to do that. This is not going to stop people that are already big. It's not going to hurt them. I mean, they're already got their name out there. Heck, they may decide to start using AI generated stuff for some of their music, you know? And I never realized, the biggest majority of people that sing that are huge in music. Name one, George Strait. Probably one of the greatest country musicians of all time, in my opinion. I mean, he's had so many #1 hits that it's ridiculous. But you know what? I did research. George Strait has never wrote a song in his life. Never wrote a song. He always gets songs from other people. And people that write songs usually, especially in the country genre, a song is wrote with meaning. It's wrote about something that happened in their life. It's not like, a rap song and, you may be rapping about being a gangster or being, Mr. Badass or whatever, and that you grew up all hard in a hard neighborhood and this and that. There's plenty of people that did, no doubt, and they write their music and their songs about things that actually happened. But then you got people that ain't never been in a gang in their life, or people that's never had hard times in their life, people that grew up with, good parents and a roof over their head and food and stuff like that, but they're doing music like they're some kind of gangster, and it's just, I'm getting lost here. Getting off track. Anyways, let me get back to what I'm saying. Anyways, okay. I'm going to do this AI generated music, whether it makes people mad or not, and if it does good, great. If it don't, it'll be like the past 25, 30 years I've been writing songs and never had one become a hit. Nothing new, but it could happen. And another thing that people don't realize is people like me that write their own lyrics and then put it into an AI generated thing to make the song, and it gets out on social media. I can't even say social media because of this list thing. But you never know, some artist that's already huge may hear the song and be like, wow, I like that, and before you know it, they may contact you wanting to use the song. That'd be great. I mean, I'm not trying to become a big rock star or anything, because I'm 51 years old. Even if I could sing, and even if something did blow up, and if I was doing my own singing or rap or whatever, and it was good, and somebody decided they wanted to give me this big contract, I wouldn't take it. Because I'm 51 years old, I don't want to have to be going out on tour. I don't want to have to be away from home. I mean, I drive a truck. I'm away from home enough as it is. I don't want to do that. But I can do this and get my music out, on social media and platforms like, Spotify and YouTube Music and stuff like that. And you can actually make money. I ain't trying to become no millionaire. But man, if I could make a little bit of money, on songs, just to make a comfortable living, that'd be great, because I'd sure love to get out of the truck. I've been driving a truck for 25 years. I would love to be able to do something else, and be able to be home with my wife all the time. But it's just not happening right now. And I'm hoping that maybe with this, something might take off, It may not. Probably not, but that's okay. I enjoy doing it. I mean, it's just the feeling that it gave me, that first song of my lyrics, the song that I wrote years ago. That was a song that should have been sung, and I tried to sing it, but it was terrible because I can't sing. And then when I put it in there and heard it come through, I mean, couple of songs I got goosebumps, and that's crazy. Because I'm like, man, I wrote this. I didn't make the music. I'm not singing it, but this is my story. This is my life, that I wrote that has been turned into a song that people can enjoy. And that's what I'm hoping to do. And it really made me feel good when I heard it. I was like, man, if I was out driving around in the big truck or wherever, and I heard this song come on the radio, I would be I would be like, man, who is that? I like that. And I would listen to it over and over and over. And that's hopefully how things will work. People will hear it and they'll be like, oh, wow. Who is this? Never heard of this person. But anyways, that's enough jibber jabber. Mainly what I want to say is I've decided to do something else, just to add to it, because I actually had somebody comment on one of the shorts that I posted last night, the little clips and snippets of the songs. And he was like, I really like this. I think this is a good idea, with you using your lyrics and putting it in there. I think it can be good. And he said, I'm really not much of a country music person, but I actually really like this. Keep doing your thing. And I was like, light bulb. All I got to do is go in there, the songs that I've already wrote, I can go in there and do a remix thing, leave the lyrics the same, but just change the genre. I have done that. I did that today. So now, when I figure out how to release these albums, and if I can even do it legally or whatever, I'm thinking, not everybody likes country music. Not everybody likes R&B music. Not everybody likes rap. Not everybody likes blues. Not everybody likes jazz. Different people like different things. So I'm like, why not release two versions of the same album? One version country, the other version R&B. So it reaches more audiences. And I think that would be really good. So that was cool too. I was able to go in there and just change the genre of how I wanted it to be to R&B. And it's like I said, it's the same lyrics, but it's in an R&B form. It's definitely stuff I could never do trying to sing, that high pitches and everything I do. So that's the plan now. I have that would be 4. 2 albums that I'm going to release. 10 tracks on each album. 1 album country version, 1 album R&B version. See how it goes? And like I said, I've got a lot more songs that I've already wrote. And I'm always writing songs. I mean, when I'm out on the road in the truck, lyrics start coming in my head. The story starts coming in my head. And no, I don't go, tick, 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 while I'm driving down the road. This is the way I'll write songs when I'm driving in the truck, because that's usually when the ideas come in my head. I go to my notepad and I push voice to text, boom, and I just talk from what's coming into my head, and it puts it on the screen. And most of the time, or a lot of times, it doesn't do it like it's supposed to. I'll say one thing and it puts down the other thing, but it's not a big deal because later on, I'm going to go in, edit it, get it in the form of a song and all that anyways. So that really works out for me, and it's a heck of a lot easier than old school. Pen and pad, just writing stuff. I can literally hit that button and the lyrics that are coming in my head, I say it, it puts it on the screen. And then later on, when I get stopped and I'm not driving down the road, I can go in and edit it and get it in song form. So there's many more songs that I will be writing. I've already got ideas for songs that I want to write. And like I said, I've still got a whole crap load of old songs that I wrote that I'm planning on doing, like this. And like I said, I'm actually thinking about doing like a 50s vibe album, because I love 50s music, and you don't hear it anymore. I mean, it's gone. but I still like it, you know, and I'll still listen to it to this day. It's just such a feel good type music, and you know, I would love to have grown up in the '50s. You know, better times, less crime. You know, just cars that were built to last, made of steel. You know, instead of what they're made of now, cars you could actually work on, stuff like that. I mean, you can imagine going to prom in the '50s. How awesome that would be. If there's anything like Grease, oh man, that would be amazing. But anyways, I've jibber jabbered long enough. Just wanted to get another video up and let everybody know, my 5 people that I have so far, you know, that even though there's a lot of negativity going around about AI music, I'm still going to do it and see how it works out. And wanted to let y'all know that I'm going to be releasing country album and R&B album. Same songs, just different genres. Y'all have a good one. Peace.